Hi everyone, my name is Taylor. I am a global health student at Arizona State University, studying and training to become a community health facilitator with Heal International. And Heal International is a nonprofit that works locally here in Arizona. They do work with people, women specifically, who have been sex trafficked, and they provide HIV and AIDS education. And what I'm training to do is to actually go to Tanzania this summer, Tanzania, East Africa, and work with the local communities over there and just to share my passion about HIV and AIDS and provide health education. And I'm so committed to not only my health, but to the world's health and how we can become healthier human beings in so many aspects. And sexual health has a big part of that. And I've really been interested in learning about HIV as it is one of the world's largest epidemics, health epidemics. And even today in the 21st century, there's still no cure. So I'm working on providing health education and just having safe space conversations to talk about things like HIV and AIDS. And so I'm so excited to share with you guys today about HIV treatment. The conversation is going to last about 5 to 7 minutes. If you guys have any questions throughout, I know it's like a video conversation, so I want to make sure that everyone feels comfortable and that if they have questions that they're being addressed. So feel free to just like DM me a question or feel free to email me at the end of the presentation as well, and I'm so happy to answer any questions someone may have. I love questions. They show excitement for me. So, yeah, let's just dive right in then. So HIV, there is no cure anywhere in the world for HIV. Not in the United States, not in Africa, not in Europe, but there is amazing life-saving treatment available. And because there is no cure, if a person is HIV positive, this treatment that they will take will have to be something that they'll take for the rest of their lives. But it has the opportunity to deliver a long and happy and healthy life. People who are HIV positive now have the opportunity to live just as long as someone who isn't. And it's all due to the fantastic treatment that we have available in the United States. And it's also at an extremely low cost. So there are many foundations in place to support people who are HIV positive. They're at an extremely low cost, if not free. So getting tested and getting access to treatment is super important. And also, just because by getting tested and receiving access to the treatment, there will also be someone there to support the people who are HIV positive and deliver messages saying, like, because the treatment need to be taken every day, the person taking the medicine needs to be extremely adherent. So that means that they have to take the medicine every day at the exact same time, every day for the rest of their lives. Otherwise, they develop the risk of developing resistance to the medicine. So they potentially become immune, and it's much more difficult to fight. So being adherent to the medicine, and in addition to contributing to a long and happy and healthy, long life, it also makes a person who is HIV positive, it lowers their viral loads significantly, so it decreases the chances of transmission to someone who's HIV negative, which is awesome for maybe someone's an HIV positive person is in a relationship with someone who is HIV negative. So get tested, know your status, and gain access to treat to beat HIV and AIDS. And that's what I like to say, because treating to beating HIV is just such an empowering thing for me. And, if everyone got tested, if everyone knew their status, and everyone in the world who are HIV positive had access to treatment, we could see an HIV-free generation in our lifetimes. And that's something I want to be a part of. And I know everyone who's tuning in would love to be a part of that too, I hope. So, also this access to treatment, sorry, I went off on a little tangent there. But also, The same person who would go and get tested, maybe someone goes and gets tested for HIV, but they come back negative. So that means that they're not carrying the HIV, the virus with them. There's still ways that they can treat to beat HIV. And those are going to be in the form of pre-exposure and post-exposure drugs. So the pre-exposure prophylaxis drug, we call it PrEP, is a form of preventative treatment. So this is a pill that someone can take maybe if they're in a high-risk situation. So, and by high risk, we mean someone who's in a relationship with a person who's HIV positive, or they are more frequently exposed to people who are HIV positive. There's a pill that same person can take, and it significantly decreases the chance of transmission, which is amazing because even people who don't have HIV can still treat to beat HIV. And we all can play a hand in fighting against this epidemic. And then there's also post-exposure prophylaxis. So the post-exposure prophylaxis is going to be something that a pill, a drug, that someone can take after they may have had a potential exposure. And we call it kind of like the plan B of HIV. So it's meant to be taken immediately up to 72 hours after potential exposure, and it will also significantly reduce the chances of someone becoming HIV positive. And also just a little statistic that I like to share about the pre-exposure, the PrEP. There was a survey done where thousands of couples who one of the partners were HIV positive and the other was HIV negative, and the HIV negative person were taking PrEP and being adherent to the medicine, 0 reported cases of HIV on the drug, which is amazing. So get tested, know your status, and treat to beat HIV and AIDS. HIV doesn't have to be a death sentence anymore, and there's fantastic treatment available, and if any of you have questions or have any concerns or feedback for me, please let me know. There's a lot of resources out here to support you, and I'm here to support you, and if not, I'm just glad that we could have a learning experience together. And yeah, so let me know if you need anything. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.